All right, I'm on hole number 15 of the 2020 Community Cup. I'm in the opening round of the rookie division. Let's go check out hole number 15. It's hole number 6, 15, same thing. Greenwich Point, hole number 7. All right. Now, I know, okay, here's the deal. I was just talking to my teammate Mike, and he's like, well, where are you at as far as your like red line here? And I was like, you know what? I have no idea. So I've switched this up. The shot to take here, and you can do this one of two ways. You can come out here with a QB and a katana, and that's going to put you in your sniper range as far as red line. Or you can come out here with a QB and a kingmaker, and it's going to put you in your Goliath range. And on both of these shots, I would use plus 10. Our ex teammate Des, who we love, he does this shot right here with a QB, a kingmaker, a Goliath, and plus 10%. And he's on the right hand. So here's the cup. He's on the right hand edge of the cup. And here's the deal. And so like if it's in like adding on like 0.1, to put you at the cup, and that works. I'm shooting it out here because I wanted to see what the look was out here. So I'm out here on this side, coming in at a little bit different angle. And this puts me with a kingmaker, this puts me in my deep enough that I'm in my grizzly range. And I have no idea if I'm at max club, min club, middle club. I have no idea. And so I'm using a max adjustment, which is 1 per ring. And so if your grizzly was in mid club, it's a long iron. The way I would play it is I would play it at 1.5 per ring. And if it was at minimum club, I'd play it at 1.75. But I have no idea where it's at. I haven't checked. But what I'm doing is I'm taking off 25% of the wind. I'm subtracting out 25% of the wind. So if you look at this right here, you're basically taking out 50% of the wind. So I'm like in between mid max. But it's easier to do a 1 ring pull and take off 25% of their wind than it is to do a 1.2. This is just how I'm doing it. So this is why I'm saying figuring out like how you're making the adjustments may be different, because you'll see that they'll go, okay, even though we're in max club, we're using a mid adjustment, or even though we're in mid club, we're using a max adjustment. And so instead of trying to come at it and change my adjustment from mid to max to min, I just picked the 1 per ring, and I've been working the wind to find out what the deal is. And so where I'm at this particular stage is minus 25%. I'm starting off on the right hand side of the cup, and I'm adding on 0.1. Don't ask questions, just believe. And I did get the Albie on the front on this hole, and that was my first Albie on it this week. And I've been tweaking these numbers and tweaking the setup on it. And so I finally, and I'm using about 6 to 7 topspin, and I'm using a kingmaker. So I'm using an extra mile, extra mile. And I know that I could go, hey, I'm going to do 1.25 per ring, and then I wouldn't have to take the wind off. But it's just that's what I'm doing. It may not be right, but that's what I'm doing. It worked on the front, so I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing. All right, I like that bag. Clear out a spot, not the gold. Clear out the silver. Always have an empty slot. Never know when you might win. I never really care about what's in those bags. Eventually, I'll open up a chest, and all of a sudden a number will appear down there on my bag, and I know I either got a ball that I was out of, or I just got enough to upgrade a club. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. Not too concerned on the drive. I am taking off about 10% extra wind on the drive, though, because it seems like it wants to suck it down into that slot. I'm 2 rings off. If you watch my videos on a regular basis, that's a theme. 3, 6. All the side spin I can muster with 6. 2.9, that's 3. That's 3, 3. That's about a ring and a half, maybe slightly over a ring and a half, but just slightly over. I'll put a little bit of curl on it, not much, just up against the blue ring right there. Hitting it perfect. I don't want to, I can put more on there, but I don't want to put too much on because that tree's there. I'm just trying to float up here on the other side of that sand trap. So my angle to the cup, if you look at the green, next time you get a really good picture of the green, freeze it so that you can look at the green coming up to it. And the green slopes like this, and the pin's kind of up towards the top half, past the halfway mark, working towards the 2/3. And it's steeper up at the top. And I'm trying to come in at it at a little bit different angle where it's a little flatter. I'm still engaging the hill, but it's a little different. And I don't know. I'm just trying it out this week. I've always traditionally came at it the same way I was talking about earlier. And I've always come at it with a sniper. And sometimes you're in that red line issue, and bringing Goliath as your backup club is smart. But I switched to a katana because I was, okay, what do I got for wind? Times 3.2. I'm going to do a 2.4 pull. Blue ring off on the transition. Dialing it up to the cup, and I want to be right on that outside edge. I'm going to do a 2.4 pull. So I'm going to do 2.5. So I'm adding on 0.1. Let's try and hit this perfect. Oh, and I hit it great to the left. Arrgh! It's great to the left. Damn it. Damn it, Mon. Damn it, Scotty. I need more power. That was me making a mental mistake, not the shot. Need to hit it perfect going into the cup. Should have bought some of those snake balls when they came out. The ones I should have bought were those werewolf balls, the ones that are 4 power, 4 win. I don't know what the side spin is on them. I'm not sure if they're one side spin or not. I'm surprised since the game came out and the way that the ball progression worked. I think the very first, like, Berserkers have been around since the beginning, but I think the very first extra, like a special ball that ever came out, might have been the 2017 firework ball. And the deal was there wasn't anything special about them. We all bought them because get in the hole. We all bought them because they were the first, next. And then the Labor Day, there was a Labor Day tournament, like not too long after that. There might have, and back then they didn't have tournaments every other week. I think we started off, there was times where we went like 3 weeks and there was no tournament. And then we had 2, and then they did one that was like back to back where we had a tournament and we had an off week and then we had a tournament, kind of like now. And then there was one time it seems like we had a tournament, like it was back to back where we had a tournament because they were switching it over, trying to get into the rhythm. There was times where we didn't have tournaments, like we may only have one tournament that month because there was a 2-week gap or a 3-week gap between it when they first started. And those balls weren't that special. But I'm surprised since the balls came out that they've never come out with, that they haven't sold a 6 power ball. 6 power, no wind, no side spin, just raw power. There are a few holes that I can think of that wouldn't be a bad ball to have. There's a lot of holes that I can think of that wouldn't be the ball to have, but there's some holes that I can think of that wouldn't be a bad ball. And this deal is if they go over 3 side spin, there's a lot of times where you're using so much top spin you can't even engage the 3 side spin. But I'm surprised they haven't come out with a 4 side spin ball for those shots, like hole number 1 where we're only using a little teeny bit of top spin, a 4 side spin ball or a 6 wind ball. I'm surprised that they haven't come out with something like that. All right, that was not the albatross I was looking for, but I will take the eagle and we will move on. All right, so we're up at the top, and let's see the person at the top right now. 802 million won, 4,200 games. This person has averaged out, I think I did some math for them. That's 400 million divided by 2,432 games. That'll tell you what tour they're living in. And wherever it is, you go up, like if it's 186,000 or whatever it is, you go up to the 300,000. So they've been living in Tour 8. So they've played most of their games in Tour 8 to work on their clubs. So they went up real fast so that they could get their clubs worked up. All right, that's where we're at. Hole number 15. I will see you on hole number 16. Thanks for watching.